I'm joined by Tara Mahler. She's a research fellow in National Security Studies program at the New America Foundation. She has a PhD in political science from MIT, and she has previously worked as a military analyst at the Central Intelligence Agency. Dr. Mahler, welcome to Bottom Line. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Last week's fake AP tweet about that attack at the White House that injured President Obama, that bogus message, it sent the markets tumbling, and not just the equity markets, commodity markets as well. The markets did quickly regroup, but if an AP account can be hacked like that and roil the markets, what does that tell us?
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite troubling, especially since, and this sort of got lost in the story, it was carried out by a group called the Syrian Electronic Army, which is associated with the Assad regime in Syria, which the group is carrying out these attacks in response to geopolitical events that are happening overseas. And if a Twitter account can be hacked so easily, there's so much social media out there, it just means there are a lot of vulnerabilities for these types of market-influencing events to happen through cyber attacks with groups associated with the regime in Syria and other places around the globe.
What should American companies be doing then to protect themselves?
There are a number of steps that can be taken. One key area is raising awareness, both amongst employees and security organizations within businesses themselves. Another is working with government and having public-private partnerships in terms of cybersecurity standards and awareness. And part of this is not just prevention of these attacks, but also being able to detect them once they're underway. So by strengthening sort of security measures internally on their servers, on their computers, and in terms of legislation on the government side that sort of makes stricter standards for companies to adhere to prevent these types of attacks in the future. But it's hard because there's an infinite amount of targets out there with all the social media.
And there have been, I guess, some back and forth on Capitol Hill about this because some companies don't want the government to make it mandatory. They'd like cybersecurity checks like this to be voluntary. Where's the compromise? Where's the place where both the private and the legislative, if you will, sector can understand that this is, I guess, a national security issue, is it not?
It is. It's definitely a national security issue. And unfortunately, it usually takes moments like this, a Syrian group hacking into an AP Twitter account, which plunges the market, I think, 100 and something points.
150.
150 points in minutes. It takes something like that to provide impetus or catalyst for, compromise on these issues. But I think we will start to see more movement on Capitol Hill in light of this attack and in light of the Chinese cyber attacks, Iranian cyber attacks, and other terrorist groups and hacking groups that have been carrying these out, in disproportionate numbers over the last year.
Dr. Mahler, tomorrow on Tuesday, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission is going to hold a public hearing. A couple of dozen high-frequency traders are going to be there. That discussion is going to center on whether there should be additional safeguards to protect the